What's up, everyone? Welcome to the 19th episode of Trench Talk. My name is Anonymous22 with my usual co-hosts, NRV and LTR. NRV, how are we doing today?
Doing all right, man. Welcome back to another boys episode. Honestly, it feels a little bit like October came early. Markets are looking pretty juicy. We had a huge pump the last few days, and yeah, the market's seeming kind of yellow. Like we've seen some big pumps out of coins like SPX, MOG, Joe Coin seems to be back, and obviously Neiro, which is also yellow. So yeah, things are looking up, man. How about
You
you,
mean
LTR?
green or?
Well, yellow is in those coins, but yeah, very green.
Oh yeah, I know what you're saying. I see the theme.
Yeah.
Very green indeed. Yeah, it's been cooking. I mean, we've been cooking. I think a lot of it's that classic like it's so over, we're so back, and now everyone's euphoric again. Even though we still haven't like eclipsed 64 on Bitcoin and whatever. So I don't think we're totally out of the woodworks yet, but things are looking up for sure. It's just good to see life. Solana shitters doing 30 mil in 5 days again. Random shit getting listed on Binance. We're going to talk about that later because that's just an interesting thing. Justin Sun kind of making a comeback, right? Like, I mean, Sundog's obviously still up there, but he's been involved, it seems, with like propping up community tokens. We have this Binance thing about they're trying to list more like low cap shit coins. I have thoughts on that. CZ release in like 10 days. There's just a lot to unpack that's coming up. And I think it's a really good time to be locked in and be ready. If nothing happens, nothing happens. But the opportunity cost coming up is pretty high.
Dude, things are just looking good in general. We're
Yeah.
seeing token 2049, obviously a lot of stuff coming out of there with like the KOL awards and Professor Crypto. Who the fuck is that guy? But yeah, there's a lot to talk about, especially Justin Sun, CTO, low cap Binance listings. Like we definitely have a lot to talk about. Anon, how are you doing?
Hey, honestly, it just feels good to actually be able to talk about something. Like
Oh
the
God.
past couple weeks, just maybe been like trying to make it out of nothing, but like since we're actually seeing some green and actually seeing some shit happen and actually seeing some movement, it's nice. First of all, want to start the podcast saying screw that little dumbass hippo. I don't give a shit about that little dumbass Moodeng hippo. All right, I don't care.
Poodang.
Might
I
have
bet you would have cared if
papered
you
a
had
little bit.
bags, brother.
I might have, if someone wants to send me 2 ETH 1%, I'll start caring. But at the moment, we papered. I don't want to see that dumb little hippo, all right?
Yeah, I mean the trickle down effect we're already seeing is pretty good though. Like a lot of the other animals went to a mil, 2 mil. So yeah, I mean I fumbled that pretty badly as well. Not gonna talk about what I saw it at and what I didn't buy it at, but
Dude, this was like you guys last week talking about Lucy.
yeah. Well, Lucy was a little bit
Oh,
different
this is
because
worse.
this was worse.
Well, Moodeng's
This was like
worse,
this was
bro.
like 30K
So much
MCAP
fucking
with
worse.
so much confluence, bro. Like this was bad. But I mean, I think this goes to show that there's in crypto we always say like there's this thing as being too early. So like me and Anon were like having a ton of confluence on this thing at 30K MCAP, and so like when it's at a mil, you're kind of like, oh fuck, I missed it, and then just does another 30x from there.
Let me tell
shout
you
out
how
to-
poor I am. I have a screenshot
We
of
know.
me buying 3% at 30K market cap and selling for a 20% gain.
I did not know this.
30K
Moodeng?
market cap.
Profit is profit.
Jesus, man. There's more than a handful of people that I know on Moodeng that are up absolutely ridiculous, and it's so easy to like get greedy in those moments because like when a coin goes that quickly to like 25 mil, starts to push 30 mil, you're like, you know what? Especially when it's like a slightly slow cooker like that. Like it didn't go straight to like 28, 29 mil in like 4 hours or something. It was somewhat progressive. Then you had a couple of tweets from the X or Twitter main account and just unreal, like famous publications like Time Magazine, all sorts of stuff. It's very easy to like get a little greedy and be like, you know what, this actually has 100 mil potential, and it may, but it also could be a fleeting thing. Like, yes, it started a zookeeper meta, blah, blah, blah. But when you're up that much, especially off a pump.fun coin, and you see the value of your tokens, like maybe it's worth a mil, maybe it's worth 100K. But if you full stack Hitlered that, or even sold in pieces, you're not going to get that much value out. So
Yeah, I
it's
think the
another
thing.
opportunity. It's like you guys need to really study how to LP your tokens when you're up that much and
Well,
do it the right way.
not only that, but I think we have this. I mean, I'm guilty of it too, but I think we have this epidemic in crypto where you either are all in or all out of a coin. You know, like okay, you're up 500K on this at 300 at 30 mil. Yeah, it could still go to 100 mil, but you could take half of that out, and it would still be $1 million trade if it went to 100 mil, and you'd have taken 250K out if it is the top. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think at a certain point, it's like not enough people. You know, they have this. This like fairy tale idea of riding their full bag, you know, all 2% until 500 mil. And, you know, while that's possible, I think we got to be more realistic about like the absurd amount of money we're making. So even if you take half out and then it 10x's, that's still like 2.5 mil on half, you know?
I totally agree. I think there's like this like weird psychology that like humans deal with where once they click the sell button one time, even if it's for like 1% of their bag or less, that sell button becomes a lot more clickable. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
totally.
Like it's like, oh well, I just took profit.
Well, it's like a dopamine
I could
receptor,
actually
right?
take
Like it's
I could take a lot more.
yeah, it's like a dopamine button. It's like free dopamine just by clicking. It's like, oh
Yeah,
wow,
dude.
10K. Oh
Money
wow,
in the bank.
10K. Oh wow, 10K. And then suddenly you don't have any left. And you're like, well, okay, I hope it doesn't go up. And then, you know, it's a constant cycle. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's like, I mean, I really fumbled this trade. I was pretty depressed about it, not gonna lie, just because it was so simple and yet I was so stupid. But I think it's always a learning experience for anybody, whether you made it a bunch on it, whether you didn't. Like, the thing about crypto, though, is even the people who are up 500K on it are probably like, oh, why didn't I buy 5% instead of 2%? You know, it's like, it's such a never-ending cycle in crypto. I think that we don't appreciate our wins as they come truly. We kind of just wish we had more. And while it's good to be hungry, I think there's also something to be said about gratitude. I mean, the market we're in is pretty crazy.
I agree, man. I mean, look, like every trade is a learning experience. Losses are for learning and wins are for learning as well. So you just have to like, even if you were in a trade and sold way too early, and then you're like kicking yourself for it for not sticking in long enough, it's definitely more painful had you like never bought the coin, which is where I'm at. If you had bought it early like you guys and you fumbled, yeah, that's painful, but you can learn from that. You can
Yeah, I
learn
mean,
when you
at least
win,
you
you
were
can
in
learn
it,
when you
right?
lose. It's fine.
Like, at least you saw it, at least you were in it. So, at least, like, your systems are correct. It's always the thing about, like, you know, identifying coins is easier than execution. Like, yeah, you can be in every runner, but still make nothing or still lose money just because your execution is bad. And I think most people will attest that execution is the hardest part of crypto because, like, no matter what, I think you're never going to be truly happy. Like, you're never going to play something 100% perfect. You're never going to make your max UPNL. You know, you're never, like, I mean, maybe there are one or two people a year that do that, you know, like the bonk guy on his long or whatever, but few and far between. You're never going to be 100% happy. So if you can just like make a good profit and move on, there will always be more. And I think that's the thing too. Is like I've mentioned this on the podcast previously, but how many runners have we had this year? Like not too long ago, we had smoking chicken fish that went to 100 mil. That's like 3x what Moodeng has, you know, and like that's not even talked about anymore. Like yeah, it's still around, but I think we get so many of these a year that yeah, it hurts to miss a lot of them, but if you just hit one, man, you're set. And I think that's the mindset you got to go with. It's just like me and Anon always say in like Telegrams, like slash next, you know, like okay, well, you either I think Pun said this on his when he came on, but he was like, you either buy now and not cope, or just move on. You know, coping will do nothing except make you miss the next one, coping over the previous.
Yeah, there's always going to be another play. And even if you decide to buy and you feel like you're late, like you've said before, LTR, you can size in to make up for being late. That's the best way to do it.
Yeah, shout out Rowdy. He put in like 30K at 2 mil because he missed the entire run up to 2 mil, and then he saw the staying power. Rowdy Crypto on Twitter. He saw the staying power of the meme. You know, it's going viral on TikTok, billions of
Yeah.
views, and he literally put in like 200 SOL at 2 mil and said, hey. I mean, that's a lot. That's big size for a 2 mil market cap coin with like 200K in lick. He ran
It
DCA.
definitely is, regardless of how rich you are, dude. I mean, just
Yeah,
straight up study
but
study
it
the art
worked.
of top blasting.
Yeah,
Period.
it worked. He's up like 300K. So shout out him.
Shout out Rowdy.
Yeah, if you listen to this podcast, and then you know Rowdy, please message him to stop airing my DMs. That'd be great.
Damn,
Really
that's crazy.
appreciated. But
Bro's trying to get in Phantom Troop.
I'm just trying to get him on the pod. I mean, I'll accept a fan tribute invite. I will not decline. I will
Rowdy,
100% not
Rowdy,
decline.
get in the pod, bro. We want to talk to you.
Yeah, he seems like a cool guy. I'll hopefully eventually get him. But yeah, I mean, the biggest thing is the slash next mentality. You kind of just quickly realize, okay, what could I have done better on this trade? Next. That's it. That's all you have to do. There's no point in slouching about it because they were smoking chicken fish. I don't even know how long ago that was. It wasn't too far.
Yeah, I mean, there's a
Honestly,
new TikTok trend
honestly,
like
dude, smoking chicken fish is like it's actually a great example to bring up because like every coin, like we're talking about meme coins here, period. Like yes, there's been some off kilter like morphware, AI utility, whatever coins, which regardless, like the meta this entire cycle has been meme coins. It's a meme coin cycle, super cycle. Maybe the super cycle hasn't happened yet, whatever. But you have to take these trades individually for what they are, like who's behind it, what is a meme, how sticky is it normie based or is it not, like what is the meme all about. The smoking chicken fish one is a great example because they had some guy like they were pushing like a religion meta, and this guy, I believe he was doing like quote unquote sermons twice a day or at least once a day for like every day. He's like a pastor just doing a sermon on Twitter Spaces. That's not sustainable. And from what I understand, I could be wrong. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. I believe he just like stopped doing them
yeah,
or
and he
something.
launched like 3 more tokens.
Yeah, dude.
He
So like,
launched a bunch of shitty ass tokens after it. It's hilarious.
great coin, great meme, had an anthem show, but the reality is like that's a different trade, bro. It's a different meme. So like, if the sermons stop on Twitter Spaces, the coin's dead. And like no other coin that we've seen this past year has any context available that relates to that.
Yeah, I just meant like more so like we had Win, we had SCF, we have Moodeng, we have Hobbs, we like there is so many of these. And like yeah, I mean you're always like worried it's the next Pepe, but like realistically, okay, even if you missed Pepe, I mean Wojak went to 100 mil. Like there's always going to be another trade. I mean look at Mog. Mog is like where Pepe was and launched after it. So yeah, I mean, it sucks to miss something like so clear, but now you just know for the next one. Okay, next time you see like a huge TikTok trend in Asia or some animal getting millions and billions of views, just get one of those name bots that track name deploys on a chain, and just track it, and then buy it, and then zero it, and say, hey, send it to a wallet that's not being tracked on your bots, and just say, hey, hopefully someone catches on to this viral animal. Like now you just know for the next time. So I think it's just.
Or what you can do is see basically the whole like brainlet DMT crew all ape it.
Yeah, shut up. No! This is like
realize,
PTSD. This like
realize that it is a TikTok meme like the stupid ass Smurf cat and still say, you know what? Nah, I'm good. It's just a stupid ass little hippo. Why would I buy this?
To our benefit, to the benefit of the doubt here, crypto was absolutely taking. Like this was like right before we started pumping again, which is funny, but like we were depths of despair too. Like nothing was going on Sol. Plus Moodeng had already ran to like only 300k and then it dumped back down to 30. So I think everyone thought it died. I had it on my watch list because it seemed a little interesting. And
Can I ask you guys? Can I ask you guys an important question?
What's up?
Because you guys are like a lot younger than me, and I maybe would guess that you're on TikTok. I have TikTok installed on my phone. I'm never on that. I don't like the brain rot, like doom scrolling shit that happens with that. But I'll be honest, like memes like Smurfcat or Skibbity or fucking Moodeng, the only reason why I'm aware of those coins is because I'm trading meme coins. I'm just incessantly in the space. I'm locked in. I'm grinding. Did you guys know about those memes or that narrative before they became a coin? Like, are you guys on TikTok? Are you that locked in? Like,
I'm on TikTok.
I didn't even know about that.
I'm on TikTok pretty heavily, but I didn't actually know about Moodeng because it's kind of like it's like something my sister would see. You know, it's like this super cute little animal. It's not really a meme. It's more so like I don't know if you remember
it's like a new age Harambe, but
no, it's not Harambe because I feel like Harambe was more of a meme. It's more like that really cute Pomeranian that went like viral back in 2015 or whatever that every little girl loved. Like it's kind of just like cute mascot thing now. It's like a normie thing. So like my TikTok, I'm embarrassed to say it, but it's some esoteric memes. Like it's some stuff that absolutely fries my brain, but it's not like normie memes like Skibbity and stuff. So I think it really depends on what your algorithm is on your TikTok. But I would say some alpha is follow at Know Your Meme on like every social because they just post like it's basically like the Urban Dictionary for memes. So they always post up to date on what the new memes
Yeah,
are,
I follow
and
that
I
on
just use
YouTube.
that. Yeah, it's a great. They're
There-
great.
There's
It's so
there's
funny.
always coins made about that for
Yeah,
sure.
that's the way. Honestly,
Anand, did you know about Smurf Cat or Skibbity or
and
fucking Moodeng before it
Anon
became a
got
coin?
nuked on connection.
Oh,
He
he did.
says
Damn.
I'm
Smurf Cat
back.
was
I'm
interesting
back.
because it was also like foreign. Like Smurf Cat was like Russian, so it was kind of like a. And I think Moodeng started out more like. I mean, I think it's in a zoo in Asia, if I'm not mistaken.
It's in Thailand.
Yeah, and so I didn't. I think it was really popular on Asian TikTok, and then it kind of seeped into the U.S. So I think I was a little late to that. Shout out the Asians. I mean, Neiro CTO. We can talk about that. Perfect foray because that's like Asian money too.
Honestly, bro, I think
They've
that's
been
such a
killing it.
great topic to transition into. I would say personally, like my feelings just on Nero, I think just that narrative in general, I think it's been really bad
Amen.
for our space for like the past few months. I just think
It's
it's
just
been
been. It's
awful. It's
just
like
been like, what is Doge's brothers, uncles?
it inspired too much PvP, dude, and I think it
Yeah,
also inspired a lot of bundling that caused teams to feel like, okay, we're just if the right team gets behind it that has enough money, they're going to bundle it and then push it to a high level, and they're basically going to like bait normies or even small wallet people into buying their coin. But seeing what happened with Justin Sun and Binance listings for a CTO Nero, I mean, that's a crazy subject because there's probably a lot of insider trading. There was a different Nero listed that they were able to short and then buy the other one. I don't know. I don't love the bundling. I don't love teams supply controlling shit and patting their own bags. I was very happy to see what happened between Bull and T-Bull on Tron. It's a very hot topic that has to be discussed.
I think Bull and T-Bull is a better example. I feel like this Nero thing was not a good example. I mean, people are calling this Nero CTO one that got listed by Binance natural. It is not. I mean, Binance owns like 40% of it, and it went from 15 mil to like 250 mil, or 15 mil to like 400 mil now in like
400,
two
bro.
days. Yeah,
Yeah.
so I don't think anything's natural about it. Like maybe the original CTO is natural from like 1 mil to 10 mil or whatever it was, but I don't think I think Binance paying attention to smaller memes is good, but I think the fact that it was kind of poisoned by like apparently Justin Sun talked to Binance and got this one listed, like I don't think that's natural in any means. There are far more natural memes that haven't been listed by Binance that are at much higher market caps that deserve it more than any of the Neros did, right? Like and
I
so I
agree.
think Binance needs to be better about like really listing stuff that first of all has a lot of volume like this Nero CTO thing before Binance didn't have a lot of volume, so it's kind of interesting that they would list it in general, and they just need to be better about like I don't think Binance listed Popcat until it was like way too high, and it's like yeah, so it's kind of interesting to see how they're going to pick and choose coins, and I think a lot of it's really seedy frankly, and there's a lot of insider trading going on whether they say there is or not. But good
I
to the
mean,
people that
there was
printed.
a
Like shout out Lasercat on Twitter. He made a huge bag. Asian trader Chad, and then shout out a few other people as well.
there's a post that's or not a post, like a screenshot that's circulating about Binance's like new perspective or new approach to how they'll go about listing coins. I mean, if we're being honest, like, bro, they were kind of idiotic to like not lean into where the volume's going and where the volume is and where the culture is because they've definitely missed out on volume. That's what these exchanges want, and it's a different time now than it was a couple years ago, last like major cycle, because now it's all meme coins. And if we're being honest, like they should have listed something like Mog way sooner.
Hmm.
Probably should have listed something like even Harry Potter or Obama Sonic Inu, like Popcat way earlier. They're just it sounds like they're going to be more forward thinking with looking at supporting lower cap meme coins as they should be. Like that's what you should expect or should at least hope to have from a
But
major tier one exchange like that.
The problem I see though is that if they really list 15 million, I don't think people realize how small a 15 million market cap coin really is. And so I do think they should be paying attention to the meme game. I know they want volume and stuff, but at a certain point, at what point do you become a mech C? You know, like at what point, if they keep doing this, which they haven't listed another one, so this is
That's
all
a great point.
speculative. But
Great
like,
point.
if they kept just listing every coin that passed 15 mil and had some volume, they'd
Yeah.
eventually become a CD exchange. Like I'm not trying to like bag
No,
on Binance. I think they're a great.
it dilutes their value. You're
Oh,
right.
totally, yeah. And
It
so
basically brings them down to like a tier two in perspective of how the people will view them.
and it's always been Binance has always been like the blue chip of a Binance listing, like you're gonna make it, right? And so I don't really want to see that diluted. I think it's great if they list memes that are really established, and I think the key word is established, because the problem becomes, right, like some memes go to 15 mil, 20 mil naturally in like a day. And so then do you run the risk of, hey, this has a lot of volume, should we list it? And then it dies the next day. Like, I don't see that being, because there are people that solely trade on Binance. So they see a new listing, they're going to ape it. And if that's just a 20 mil shitter that goes to zero the next day, I don't think the average Binance participant's going to be too happy. So it's going to be really interesting to see how this develops, frankly.
So if we compare the Neiro situation, from my understanding is they had a different Neiro listed for perps trading on Binance, and then they also chose to list for actual trading the CTO Neiro.
I think the
And
I think the
I
Cabal
think there was
Nero.
I think there was like insider trading going on with that, which gave them the opportunity to short the other one. But what I want to ask you about is it seemed like Justin Sun basically by putting a tweet out saying communities always win, and he's constantly like retweeting Tron Bowl, the mascot memes. It seemed like he gave more of a fair chance to have people buy T-Bowl. And that was like a day and a half, maybe 2 days before they tweeted from the Sun Pump account that they were supporting the T-Bowl bull. The bull coin is from Crash. What do you guys think about that whole situation?
I think it's BS. I'll let Anon, do you have something to say?
Honestly, about the poll thing, no. Fuck Crash and go.
Yeah, I mean, I
Whatever
agree,
himself.
but also, like, I still think the whole thing's BS. I think Justin Sun is the last person that should be talking about community anything. I mean, just look at Sundog.
Oh
Like, that
God.
is the most artificially propped up Cabal coin ever. Like, how is it still 330 mil and nobody's trading on Tron really anymore, besides maybe, like, Teeple? And so I think what he's doing is ultimately good, question mark. I think Nero
He's just trying to attract people to his chain, dude. Like
Well,
they
no,
even
I
have
just
like
meant
they
like
had
the
like a two
CTO
million
thing.
dollar
Like that's the
buy
whole thing.
into
He did.
Sundog.
He's the person behind the Nero CTO listing on Binance. Like that, he was retweeting all
Exactly.
that and stuff. So now he's doing it for T-Bull. But I just think it's totally hypocritical because most of the stuff he's been involved with is like Cabal, Supply Cornered, which is like, I mean, it's half one dozen the other, right? Like you pick your Cabal essentially.
Yeah.
Like I would probably rather have Justin Sun and the Asian Chads be my Cabal than Crash, and I don't know. Like I'd
You know
probably
what's
prefer that.
crazy is so the T-Bowl coin went from like I don't know exactly what it was at, like maybe like 1.5 mil. It went from there up to like 18, 19, maybe 20 mil. I don't have the chart open, but um he basically gave more of a fair opportunity by saying communities always win, and he's tweeting about the mascot for Tron, blah blah blah. But I don't know. I think he gave more of an opportunity for people to buy it. That's all.
I do
Um,
think so.
what's interesting though is if you have the right Twitter following trackers live, I noticed that about a day and a half after that coin pumped, he followed Crash on Twitter. So I'm like very much wondering what kind of conversations are going on between those two guys.
I think what's interesting though is Crash is probably going to pitch him like, "Hey, look at what Brett did for base," right? Like,
For
so I
sure.
think there's going to be this conversation like, "Oh, you can be all CTO and stuff," but I mean, hate on Brett or not, hate on Crash or not, Brett is extremely successful and did a hell of a lot for base,
The
whether
the
you
whole
like it or not.
the whole whitelisting for between Crash and for Brett, different topic. Like, yeah, a lot of people shit on that. The reality is, like, you definitely have to tip your cap and salute the kid.
Amen.
He also called Bobo
at a low market cap that he just fair market bought. Like, yeah, sure, maybe he got some percent from Rektashi. I don't know, but that was before he had a big name. I'm fine with you launching your own coin. Apparently, like it's not like 99% proven that he's the dev and creator of Brett, but we can debate that. I don't care. That's what I've heard, and I believe it. But for him to supply control anything else, that's fine. But like for him to go off and vampire attack a meta for a coin that's already existed on a different chain, I don't fuck with that, dude. I don't like that. I don't like to hate anybody in crypto, but like he just moved weird in that
Yeah, I
perspective.
mean, he could have picked like anything else, right? I mean, like
Anything
Brett
else?
Brett wasn't exactly a great meme. Like it was kind of just like a stupid Pepe thing. And so I don't even think the meme really matters at that point. So I think it's interesting that he didn't just pick something natural because like he should have already foresaw this coming, right? Like what he probably already saw the other T-ball and he still decided, nah, fuck it, I'm gonna, still launch my T-ball even though there's gonna be probably a lot of FUD. Like he could have easily avoided all of it, which is interesting to me. And so I mean, it'd be interesting to hear from him why he still did it. I mean, it worked out for a while. I don't know if it's working out anymore. I'm not really following, but
Crash, you can come on the pod for 1% of Brett.
1% of Brett.
1% of Brett, you can come on.
Well, totally hodl. Totally hodl.
Yeah, I mean, look, token supply being held up like that, it's a double-edged sword, Justin Sun's not the best guy. Obviously, what he said is obviously great in hindsight, but I mean, it's not like he's a clean guy.
I think he's just geared towards Asian markets. Like, I think part of the whole Neiro thing was that, I mean, this is like speculation, but part of the whole Neiro thing was the Neiro CTO was like entirely Asian. Most of the people running it, I think, were Chinese and whatnot. So I think there's almost this level of, this is the Asian one. This one should win, which cool. I mean, I'm not one to care really, but it is interesting to see just like that dynamic as well.
Yeah, why is Strawberry AI getting such a big pump today?
No idea. I saw that candle. I need to look into
I am
why
not sure.
that is doing that.
I
The
mean,
product isn't even out,
I don't really
so
know.
I mean, we gotta love
It's
crypto.
Nuts.
a weird. Oh my god.
all right.
No hate to
But-
Strawberry AI. I'm just saying. I was looking into it today.
No, I mean,
I've been seeing it, and there's no product out, and I'm like, why is this 20 mil? They don't even
Yeah.
have their thing out. I love you quote unquote utility coins in crypto are always so funny to me. 0x0, all of those, man, so funny.
I mean, just put it on the list of something you have to look into. I mean, I definitely believe that there are utility coins out there, multiple. I actually have one in my back pocket that I've just been tracking, and their product's not live yet. But yes, meme coin supercycle, meme coin 2024 focus. But there are definitely utility coins out there that have very, very serious teams behind them that are building legitimate shit that people are just too brain dead to realize what the hell it's going to do. And when the products go live and they're successful, they'll pump to grillions. And I think finding those diamonds in the rough and just taking that time throughout your day, not studying and brain rotting on Pump Fun or TikTok, researching shit that's actually building can pay off massive dividends. Like, what if you were in Strawberry AI like 2 days ago, bro? You'd be up huge.
Yeah, I think there was this thing that was said on Twitter. I forget who said it. They said, or no, it was in a podcast I was listening to from a hedge fund guy, and he said, so many people in crypto don't read anymore, so there's still such an edge to be in reading white papers and stuff. Because, I mean,
I
how
agree.
many people do you know that still read white papers and that still actually do hardcore research like that? And
Not a
so,
lot, dude.
exactly. And with
And
AI now, it's super easy. Like, you can literally just...
it's not even really about the amount of it's definitely about the amount of people that do it, but even if there's a small percentage of people that do it, which I think we both agree on, out of those people that even do that research, how many of those people even understand what the fuck they're reading in those white papers? Like, do they have like career experience or the technical wherewithal to understand what the hell they're reading and understand, like, is this sticky? Will this product work? Will people use it? Do they have adoption potential in the future? Stuff
Yeah, I
like
mean,
that.
I'm not going to give away all my tricks, but there are PDF summarizers that, I mean, just use AI. Like, you can literally ask AI, hey, what are the upsides of this? What are the downsides of this? What are possible holes? What's the revenue model look like? And you can get it explained to you as if you are 3 years old. So there's
Yeah,
no excuses, especially now with ChatGPT, with cloud. You can just literally give them the PDF, give them the website. They'll summarize it for you. They'll answer any of your questions.
I
Do
agree.
your actual research. I mean, more than ever. Like you don't even have to be smart. You don't have to be an economist.
No, I agree. I think it's like a fairly interesting topic. Like obviously we've seen stuff like BitTensor or Morpheus, for example. But like the mainstream products like even Grok or OpenAI, like their machine learning stuff is not built for crypto. Like you can't necessarily put a Solidity contract in or a crypto native or built white paper in and ask it to like give you a deep big brain analysis from a crypto perspective. Like their machine learning is not built for that. I think there's definitely an opening for major AI leverage to be built around products, and those are happening right now. Some are already live, some will be live soon. It's definitely a space worth paying attention to.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think one of like probably the bigger investments that should pay off within the next couple years is just AI, and I definitely do think there will be some low cap AI coins that you'll see like the post like this guy made XXXX millions from his shitty ass $1,000 investment. I mean, I do truly believe that, and that's one thing that's great about crypto. Like the past week, seeing actual opportunities happen, actually people make money. Things like Moodeng, things like the Neiro CTO trade. Like we've complained about it and stuff. I mean, it's just so good just to see people make money again, because usually that just relates to more people, more opportunities, and more chances to make money. And yeah, I mean, also another great thing is, you can have the people that sit on Pump Fund and look at shitty TikTok memes, and you can have the people that also are trying to actually research and find things. And, for a while, it's been just the TikTokers winning, honestly. So it's kind of nice to see a little bit of both. It just presents more opportunities, because I can do a little bit of both. I'm cool with it.
I think the main
But
thing there
anyways,
is like find your edge. Like if you're not good at trading meme coins and being on TikTok and being like a dumb left curve, that's okay. Like there are so many like GCR, like he is not gambling on TikTok animals on Solana. Like he's probably doing some pretty big brain stuff, and he got his start, like querying APIs and finding discrepancies and listings and whatnot. So like if you're a gigabrain, use your gigabrain, but I think the main thing is if your edge is in something else, don't feel FOMO or don't feel bad about seeing someone make 500K on Moodeng. Like just know your edge, know your place, and stick to your little your little thing.
I mean, dude, like picture a guy like GCR or somebody else. Like if they have tens of millions of dollars, like yes, they're probably not fully removed from the trenches because it's fun. Let's be honest. Maybe they're on pump fund, whatever. But the reality is, like, from like a macro perspective, guys that have that much money, they're probably really just being patient, waiting for the right opportunity to strike. Probably a coin that has good liquidity, probably a coin that is either a god tier meme or something that has insane utility with good liquidity for them to actually size into.
Yeah, I mean, I meant more so just like even when they got their start and they were building their portfolio, guys like GCR basically just make all their money off maybe one or two swing trades, and then the rest is like yield on stuff. But it's like a different thing. I mean, we could talk about like wealth preservation. I think that's a massive thing that people in crypto do not do. I mean, we even saw it today with all these bot hacks. Like, no offense to anyone who got drained by today, but why do you have 100K, on a Telegram bot? Like, just why? Like, if your average trade size is,
you might as well just transition to that.
yeah. I mean, so today, a lot of basically because of the new iOS update, I think there's some things on Android. Essentially, a lot of Telegram bots, what we use to trade, basically are new versions of Uniswap, even though they still route through Uniswap. A lot of them got drained of their private keys. People were sending, these hackers were sending commands in their bots without these people actually doing the commands. But I think the main lesson here is like, I mean, it's a tale as old as time, right? Like back from Mount Gox even to now, like it's not your keys, not your crypto. Like I do not trust any Telegram bot with my private key. I don't care if it's, Banana that's listed on Binance. I do not care. I don't trust Telegram with my private keys. I don't trust my friends with my private keys. So it's like, you should only really have, let's say you size 1K into every trade. Maybe you should only have 20 or 10K on your DGen wallet, on your, Telegrams, and all of the rest should be in a cold wallet, and you should just replenish as you go. I know I beat the horn on this a lot on both like in my Telegram and on Twitter, but like it's sad to see people get drained for 100K and stuff, but at a certain point it's like there's no reason to have that much on
So
any hot
which
wallet.
bots got hacked? Like what happened?
Sigma,
I'll be honest, I was golfing all day. I have no idea.
Sigma, Banana, Maestro, I think pretty much all of them. It was more of an iOS exploit. The big one was Banana, but I think that's just confirmation bias because most people use Banana. So obviously the most drains are going to come from Banana if everyone's using Banana.
Were Banana users across the board like fully liquidated with their balance or what?
It was weird. It was like only certain people. So I don't really know how it went about, but it looked like a manual hack. Like it looked like they targeted specific people more so because it wasn't it wasn't a key exploit where they could just drain the private keys. It was more so that they were actually like sending the commands in the bot inside of these people's telegrams, if you know what I mean. So they were doing
maybe they approved like a specific transaction or token.
No,
or something.
it wasn't via the wallet. It was via the telegram itself, rather. So Jesus. It wasn't a wallet hack. It was more so a telegram hack in a.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, like
I will say, Banana Gun's support team has been like god tier to me in the past. Like obviously they're a bot that will salute themselves for their MEV protection and having that enabled. I got sandwiched twice by their while using their bot, and I sent the transactions and they reimbursed me the entire amount. Even though I got to buy through for much less, they just reimbursed me. They're making so much fucking money on ETH specifically. They have the finances to do that.
Yeah, I have no doubt that they'll most likely end up.
Oh yeah, they'll probably just refund these people. I mean, if they don't, I mean, they basically have to, or else it just looks bad. It's just interesting to see people's OPSEC even today. Like I feel like we've learned nothing. We've had FTX, we've had Mt. Gox, we've had. I mean, even BingX today is getting hacked. I mean, if you use BingX as your centralized exchange, you kind of deserve to be drained. No cap, but that's a different conversation.
Yeah, I would just reiterate basically all that LTR said. I mean, just be safe, guys. Like, another big thing is you get a whiff of any sort of hack, just immediately move your funds.
Yeah, it's no downside. You can literally create a new wallet in Ravi or MetaMask in like 2 seconds, and that's cold. It doesn't. You don't have to go run to the store and buy a ledger real quick to get your assets safe, really. So, I mean, you should get hard wallets. I totally think you should get hard wallets eventually. But just for stuff like this, it's pretty easy. Just make a new seed phrase.
I also think all three of us have multiple cold wallets or hardware wallets in this podcast. And I think that's just good wallet health. And if you've ever signed one or more contracts on your hardware wallet, just move it to a different one.
I mean, you can also revoke everything if you're...
For sure.
Revoke.cash.
It's just good wallet health to just, if you see Ledger come out with something new or Trezor come out with a new product, maybe buy one, I'm always buying their new shit, and I'm always creating new cold wallets, and I'm moving money. It's good to do that. But also, like these guys said, don't leave all your shit on one fucking Telegram bot. You should always protect your money in a cold, hard wallet.
Even if you're worth millions, if you still you shouldn't, even if you're worth millions,
even if you're not.
Yeah, I'm just saying a lot of these people are like, oh yeah, I lost 100K, no big deal. I'm like, that's still a big deal. Even if you're worth 5 mil, the fact that you lost 100K just because you kept it on a Telegram bot is pretty stupid. No offense. Just saying.
No, I agree.
It sucks, but I don't care how much of a whale you are. It's pretty pretty tone deaf to be losing 100K over something so stupid.
Okay, so we have a couple more topics I want to talk about. I really want to talk about Token 2049 in Singapore. There was a lot going on there. I have a lot of friends that went to that event, people that work at Magic Eden, people that work at Shuriken, and just traders in general. We've seen a lot of screenshots on the timeline from just people that popped in and had crazy meetups. It's actually kind of cool to see no doxing, but people are like flexing who they met at Token 2049 in Singapore just by putting their phone down and showing their Twitter logged in, like, oh, I just met GCR.
That was all
Or
Photoshop with the GCR one, but
oh,
yeah.
okay. Well,
That was,
I saw Cooker, my boy Wheat, and some other people meeting up, some pastel homies.
yep.
Like, it's cool to see that.
Yeah, it is
But
cool.
obviously, there's some hilarious shit that came out of that event that we have to talk about.
I think it just reminds me how cringe average crypto people are. I mean, I think people forget, like, dude, we're inside all day trading, like, meme coins. We are not social beings, and we do not do well in those settings. So whenever these videos come out of, like, the plane, we can talk about that. But just, like, it's just so cringe. And I'm like, oh, it's
I
so
mean,
bad.
it's also a little bit eye opening to like, all right, like yes, we have this podcast called Trench Talk, and we were grinding on chain all day, every day, and we have our own social circles, but crypto is pretty fucking big,
Yep.
and there's probably a million plus people that show up to these events or don't, or just trade online in general that we are completely fucking unaware of. It's hard to like wrap your mind around that, but there's so many people that are in crypto that will never listen to this, that we will never meet, and it's pretty fucking eye opening when you look at the KOL awards. It's so fucking funny, dude.
Yeah, because I
I'm
mean,
gonna
like,
be
if
up
you
there
think
next year.
yeah, we better be up there, us collectively. I think it's just interesting to, like, I mean, you have, like, people who are just, like, Caspa maxis and that's it. Like, they only own Caspa. That's all they post about. That's the only circle they're a part of, the only Reddit they're a part of, the only, the only Twitter they're a part of. Same with, like, every chain. I mean, look at all the, ADA maxis? Like, they only own ADA. They only interact with ADA people. So I think it is interesting to your point, Interv, is like, I don't know. I think I'm the same way. Like, I see these KOL awards. I'm like, I don't know any of these people. And, like, some of them have massive followings. Whether they're bought it or not is another question. But,
I mean, bro, that
I'm
guy,
just gonna say
Professor Crypto,
this.
got skewered. All right, go ahead, go ahead.
yeah, let's tell
I'm
that
just gonna say
story, Anon.
this: if you see a lot of new followers on the Trench Talk account, mind your business. All right,
We hit
I'm
up
not buying
Professor
them.
Crypto, bro.
I'm not buying them. I'm trying to get my Token 2049 award for best podcast.
The fact that it was a snake, too, is pretty funny.
Also, if somehow out in the ether, wherever the fuck this episode lands, if Professor Crypto ever listens to this, we would love to have you as a guest.
Dude, you had a pyramid scheme and a Ponzi. I
Yeah,
love
and
it.
you also
Like,
bought your entire Twitter. If you look at his tweets and you compare the views to likes, botted, factually botted. And if you go to his YouTube channel and look at any of his comments, you'll see like the first 20 or so comments on all of his YouTube videos tagging time-specific timestamps. I mean, that was redundant. And you'll see like Professor Crypto, blah, 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 Professor Crypto, blah, blah, blah. Great post, Prof. All of his YouTube comments are botted.
the funny
Nobody
thing
knows who
is,
this
though,
guy
he's
is.
shilling
I don't know
coins
anybody that knows who this guy
he's
is.
shilling coins that we've never even heard of. So not only is he botting, like, these YouTube videos, but, like, if you've noticed the coins he's posting about for these YouTube videos, I don't even know what they are. And, like,
Dude.
I'm someone that's in the trenches every day. Like, I know, like, all of the coins on Binance. Like, you could tell me most of the Binance tickers. I'd be like, yeah, I know that. Even the obscure ones. And so how is he posting coins that, like, I've never even heard of? Like,
Dude, somebody tried DMing him either on Twitter or Telegram, and it came back with like, I don't know if it was an automated response or
It
not,
was,
but
it was.
but
It
it
was
came
like the
back with a
payments.
fucking
Yeah.
pricing package. Do you want a YouTube video with this? Do you want a TikTok video with that? And the
Shout-
pricing
honestly,
is
though,
ridiculous.
I respect the hustle.
I respect the hustle. I'm not gonna lie, I respect
He
the
built a
hustle.
Ponzi. Like, we always talk about Ponzi's, like, for our coins, bro. He had a Ponzi himself. Like, he was botting himself so then he could get... He was
We're all
faking it
watching
till he
his,
made
we're
it.
all we're talking about him. We're all watching his videos now, dude.
Maybe that was his master plan to get discovered, you know? Like,
He got us.
because now he's like BitBoy, right? So, like, BitBoy probably was kind of similar. He bought a lot of the shit. He was talking about random stuff. And now he's like, now he's going to come back. Watch. Now he's going to come back with a new account and be an actual KOL.
Now
I
he has
guarantee it.
the BitBoy meetup, bro.
Yeah, he's
yes.
like infamous now. So, like, he could be like, yeah, I did that.
Jesus.
Yeah, I bought all that. But now, like, I'm famous because of it. And now, knowing crypto, we're all gonna
Jesus Christ.
look up to him now.
All right, so the fake KOL Avengers. So we have Professor Crypto, Bitlord. Who else do we need? Who
Sybil.
else should show up there?
Me.
Pauly?
Anonymous 22 is going up there, baby.
Anonymous 22.
We got Print.
What happened to Pauly, bro? He started shilling soul coins like every day, and they would only pump like 30K.
And he was shilling. He got his account banned. Then he came back as 0x Ferrari, whatever. That got banned or suspended.
Dude,
I don't know. Now, isn't
Pauly.
he launching a fucking pond coin on Sol now?
I don't know, man. That dude's on drugs, I think, perpetually, 24/7.
Yeah. He's a perpetual enemy of Yuga Labs, which is hilarious.
Oh, the Funks, dude. That's crypto history right
Yuga
there.
Labs has their own ape chain coming out now, and apparently it's like a chain that they won't force you to bridge over to. Like, you don't have to actually like bridge your money to it, but you can. I don't know exactly how it works, but like you can play in their trading competition with leverage, but you don't have to bridge your money to their chain.
Is it another perp dex? Oh my gosh, bro. Can we not have any more perp dexes on CT? How many perp dexes do we have now? We have at least like 20. Quenta, Hyperliquid. Oh, there's like 50 on Sol, 40 on Optimism, 30 on Base. As like an angel investor, I do some like seed work, obviously. Dude, every week there's a new perp dex coming across my desk, and I hate it.
I don't know
Mine's
what the
launching
hell
next
they're
week.
doing, dude. They're trying to create a trading competition, probably for a perp dex on Ape Chain, but apparently you don't have to bridge there, and they're letting you like. I think like the way that the competition is going to work, I don't know what the buy-in is going to be or whatever it is, but I think it's like the idea of like pay $10 or $20. It kind of functions like poker, where you buy in, and if you're a top trader, you win the pot, so to speak, from like a poker perspective.
This is gonna be funny because apes can't trade, so it's not gonna be an ape that wins. Guarantee it.
I mean,
Calling it now.
some guy's just going to fucking rinse the competition. But what's also funny about that is it will not be the guy who won Dookie Dash, because ain't no Zoomers winning that shit. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, it's just gonna be Awawad or something. Smartest Money, someone like that.
Yeah.
Azuki making a coin
honestly,
too, bro. Why, like, all these washed up NFT projects? Like, can you stop, please?
You know what time it is.
Anime coin, let's go. At least they're sucking money out of the weebs. That's the one thing I like to see.
I think you can Sybil their sticker thing. I mean, I don't know if it's gonna be worth anything, but if you go to like the anime.com website for Zuki, and it says like sign up for the wait list, you register an email, it sends you a code, you confirm it, and then you're able to like open, I think, like 3 stickers. But you can Sybil it easily just by adding a +A +B after email.
Yeah, I think they learned, and I don't think it's going to be worth anything just because we saw that happen with Takashi Murakami's flower NFT drop. I don't know if you remember that, but some 14-year-old kid just Sybiled it by making like 5,000 emails, and he cooked like $1 million. And
yeah, I
everyone
agree.
was like, "You guys are so stupid for making it like being able to be Sybiled with just emails."
Yeah, dude.
But if it is able to be Sybiled like that, honestly, they deserve 0. Like,
I mean, it's worth trying, you know?
yeah, it's worth trying. I mean, it costs nothing, right?
Yep.
We'll email
Just costs
generator.
time. It costs time. The most valuable asset.
I'm sorry I'm about to bring this up. I'm really sorry. But nothing tops. God, this is so bad. I think it was close to a hideout bear market peak. Everyone going to the event. Everyone on cloud 9 for the Azuki event.
Oh Lord!
And then the stupid ass second elemental collection dropped, and we were all in VC.
Yeah, it was down only from there.
You could hear the quietness and despair of them just knowing it was over. The dream was over. That
Honestly,
was
though,
one of the like worst
Especially
things I've heard.
after Elemental's reveal is when it was over. Because they realized, oh, this looks like Azuki, but wait, hold on. It actually looks better than Azuki. And we've now just diluted our entire collection. Yeah, not good.
Azuki was the perfect example of like top tier marketing though, because what they do is they would throw a massive party and butter up all the holders. So like it would be this $1 million NYC party, $1 million LA party, and then suddenly they'd ask for like 2 ETH, you know, and they'd ask for like 10K, and then everyone was like, "Yeah, dude, I just had this great party. You guys totally take my 2 ETH, even though I've already spent 20 ETH on my Azuki." Honestly, it's just genius. I always thought it was genius.
All right,
I know.
so let me ask you this. So Azuki drops a coin, right? Call it anime coin. They are U.S. based with their company.
So is
For my
Yuga.
for my understanding, with United States regulations, you're not able to launch a coin that like gives a share or has utility into a company unless the holders governance vote, DAO vote, whatever. Otherwise,
It's pretty
I
easy to circumvent if you just like.
is it though?
Yeah. So what you can do is
I think Magic Eden is dealing with this right now with their diamonds and maybe launching their own coin. And
no. So the workaround is a foundation.
I also think that this topic sees really well into what's going on with World Liberty Financial. What do you
Yeah.
think about
So
that?
essentially, there's a circumvention you can do, whereas if you have a foundation and the coin is a part of the foundation rather than the company, it doesn't count. So we've seen this a bunch. A lot of these centralized exchange coins are American companies, but essentially it's through the foundation that the coin represents. And since it's a foundation, it's like decentralized. I don't know. It's a really weird legal workaround. The other thing is they just have offshore like branches, and then that branch, the offshore branch launches, is technically the owner of the coin or whatever. So it's not
Yeah, it's
really
all
the
about like where the
company.
entity is based, I
Yeah.
suppose.
So I think
Is it
yes,
subject to
Suzuki's an
U.S.
American company.
regulations or not?
Yeah. What was the other part of that? You said at the end?
World Liberty Financial,
Oh,
because some people are talking about like it's not. I mean, they said they're launching a token for sure. It'll be fair launch, blah blah blah. People have already invested, but I've seen on Twitter that some people are saying like, well, if it's a governance token that's non-transferable, can the governance collective as a DAO, so to speak, vote to make it transferable? Like basically taking
probably.
control away from the creators and then have it not subject to U.S. regulations.
Honestly, I've been out of the loop on that entire thing. I just faded all of it. Like it's out of my I don't know. It's out of my sphere. RWA, big pre-sale. I'm like, nah, fam. I'd
Yeah,
rather
I mean,
fumble Moodeng.
I'm not a crypto lawyer. I think it's really interesting, but
Didn't
back
they say
like
accredited investors?
yeah, they did.
Accredited investors.
But accredited
I do
investors are
not
sitting there
consider
forever. It's
myself
like
one of
KYC
those.
in, you're good to go. The thing is though, like back in the NFT days, like 2 years ago, if people are like, "Oh, you're in NFTs, you're just fucking trading shit pictures of monkeys or whatever," um, the technology use case has always been very apparent to me. Like every car should be on chain, every house should be on
Yeah, I
chain.
mean,
Like
land deeds, house deeds,
if you
birth
have a deed for
certificates.
your if you have a deed for your house, like that document sits in your local town or city hall. It's a piece of paper, and it should be on chain. So if that's what they're building with Royal Liberty Financial, like that's great.
I think it's RWA for real estate. The
Yeah,
people behind
exactly.
it are real estate, so it
Yeah,
should be
that's my
interesting.
understanding too.
Um, I think the interesting thing, though, about crypto that I hate is not everything needs a token. Like, yes, I do think the use cases you mentioned are correct, but then the people that make those, dude, you don't need a token. Like, I think that's the problem with a lot of things. I understand, like, I mean, even with like AI util coins, like a lot of these things, if the utility was truly so good, you wouldn't need the token in the first place because I mean, you would just have a revenue model based off the utility, rather, right? Like ChatGPT subscriptions and whatnot, which are more sustainable and more growable. They scale better, so it's really interesting to see from like a broader business sense these LARP util coins be like, oh, we have the future of technology, and then I'm like, well, why did you launch a coin that's at 5 mil market cap if it's truly like this big, right? Obviously, it doesn't
Yep.
really matter because people just like to speculate. It's ultimately what drives price. I had a debate with my friend, shout out Ben, but we were talking about Cabal launches and how it's like a self fulfilling prophecy that people buy these bundles now. And he was like, yeah, it's based off speculation. That's like what's driving the price up. And I'm like, isn't that true with altcoins? I mean, realistically, how many of us are really holding Bitcoin and ETH right now because we truly believe in Vitalik Buterin's white paper and Satoshi Nakamoto's white paper? We really just believe it's going to go up, right? I mean, maybe not ETH, no offense to everyone, but I think in general, speculation is just what drives markets. And if you're saying it isn't, then I don't know. I feel like you're BSing yourself.
Yeah, no, I mean, I definitely agree. Should we bring up anything else more, or should we just go ahead and end it? What are we thinking?
I don't really have anything
I
else.
I wanted to bring this up because I was listening to the Daily Bone podcast earlier this morning. Shout out Easy Eats. Shout out Choose Rich Nick. Their podcast was talking about the Solana phone, and it was very intriguing to me because I remember from last year. I think it was like late last year. I don't know. Like when the first Solana phone came out, there was some massive airdrops that were given to like the Genesis Solana phone users, and that guy MKBHD basically like rated the first Solana phone as like the worst phone release of the entire year, which is hilarious because he was not like a crypto maxi. But there were airdrops of a pretty sizable amount of like Bonk, and there were also other meme coins that took the wallet list of wallets that were associated with the Genesis Solana phones and airdropped those holders a good chunk of their coins, and a lot of those coins did very well. This was like early in like whiff days and whatnot. Anyways, the reason I bring it up is because I pre-ordered their Gen 2 thinking it would be like a good investment, and today they announced that they branded their next phone as a phone called Seeker, and it will have a native wallet built within it. I think it retails for like $480, $490. I'm hoping maybe it brings back an airdrop meta, but also like it makes me think about back when I bought like fucking 300 Gary V books for a NFT airdrop. But maybe I should buy some more of these phones. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think they just use that to sell more phones. Like who the else? How much of the Solana phone like demand was literally just Solana people wanting the bonk airdrop? Like, I mean,
Bro,
realistically, like, is anybody using that phone anymore? Like, I really want to know.
I don't think anybody is, bro, but I think they raised like over $70 million.
Yeah, because they literally just, I mean, it was like they raised $70 million by giving people $140 million because bonk.
They're basically like a fucking hardware phone company now.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
But like I don't even want the phone. Give me
I
the
don't think
airdrop,
anybody does.
then I'll sell the phone on eBay.
Then get a new iPhone. Like,
I don't know. Maybe the airdrop meta comes back like late this year, early next year. We'll see. But I definitely recommend looking that up. I think you could maybe still buy them. Again, it's called Solana Seeker.
interesting.
They've secured 140,000 pre-orders across 57 countries.
Anybody want to buy a stock phone?
I
I'll
got
airdrop you
two
nothing.
phones.
I airdrop you $2. I got you, dog.
Here.
You gotta buy it for like $150 though. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, yeah, they made money from it, but I don't know. Every time I see something like this happen, I just think of dilution, dilution, dilution. So I don't know. Or I'm complaining about it, not doing it, and then it's gonna cook because I was too lazy and didn't look into it. It's a flip coin. It's about a 50-50 shot of one of those either happening. But anyways, I think I'll go ahead and call it here. I think this was a pretty successful pod. It was really nice to actually have topics to talk about today. So hopefully, with the mix of the Token 2049 and us making a new podcast episode, it does not top the market and that we keep to continue going up.
Professor Crypto, come on the pod.
Please.
Professor Crypt, please. I want to hear what you have to say, dog.
And Jingto.
And
We didn't
Jing,
need Jing
please
Tao
Jing,
on, bro.
stop. Please Jing, stop. Stop going out. Please.
He's on the
But-
benders. I respect it.
I don't blame him. I would be too.
Bro lives the
But,
life.
But alrighty.
All right, boys.
Thank y'all so much for listening. Peace.
Peace.